I'm gonna start recording the class for the ones who are not here. Now, remember guys, remember that next week we're gonna have an activity that you need to know how to create mind map. I'm just reminding you that I load up an information about how to create mind maps. Over here, you have a couple of videos that talks about how to create mind maps. And also there's a lot of tutorials in internet how to create mind maps. So you won't have any excuses to complete the assignment that I'm going to give you next, that's Wednesday, yes, that's the first day of the week, yes, Wednesday. I'm gonna give you like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm gonna give you 5 days in order for you to complete something real nice, okay? Something according to your level of knowledge. So please, guys, take your time. You should get a good grade. And also remember that I'm gonna have a rubric in order to evaluate that document. Okay, guys. Now, let me begin the class. Now, remember, we talked. The first topic that we talked in this trimester was the introduction to different systems, economic system. The second one was the command system, and this is the third one, the market system. So there are basically three economic systems: the traditional, the command economic system, and this one that is market economics system. Okay, and that is today's topic. We're gonna talk about this this topic. Okay, Gabriel, he just arrived. Where are you, Gabriel? Okay, okay. Now, remember, this is the third topic we're discussing in this trimester. This is week number 4, and this is the third topic. You need to write in your notebook, market economy, title in your notebook. Now, the second thing that you need to write in your notebook is, chicos, acuérdense que esto tiene que estar escrito en su cuaderno, porque yo de repente le voy a decir, ok, envíeme toda la información que hemos hecho. El capítulo 1, introducción, el capítulo 2, Command Economy, y el capítulo 3. ¿Entendido, chicos? Después no me digan que no les dije, y esto está grabando aquí. Ok, so the title is Market Economy. These are the objectives, and these are the vocabularies. The vocabulary you need to write under the title is Market of Economy. This is the vocabulary. And also the vocabulary is also the PDF document, because you don't have a book. The PDF document is already in Neo, and also the PowerPoint. This same PowerPoint is already in Neo. And over there I load up a couple of videos about this topic. Now these are the words: private property, rights, market, laissez-faire, capitalism, voluntary exchange, profit, competition, consumer sovereignty, specialization, circular flow model, product market, and factor market. Those are the vocabulary for this section that is market economy. Now let's begin, guys. Let's begin. Fundamental of a market economy. These are the fundamental. People economy behavior is motivated by self-interest. Comportamiento está motivado por un interés propio. Usted quiere comprar un carro de tal marca, si usted quiere comprar una camisa de tal marca, es porque es interés propio, self-interest. Self-interested behavior is behind two other features of a market economy. Trae otras dos características. ¿Cuáles son? The private property rights. Acuérdense que en the command economy no existía. It doesn't exist. The private property. It didn't exist private property in command economy. And also, well, there's a market but not like this one, okay? So private property rights is the rights of individual and group to own property. El derecho de uno tener su propiedad, su casa, su carro, su ropa, su PC4, algo que le pertenece, cosas que pertenece a uno. This includes factories, offices, si tú tienes una oficina, clothes, your ropa, furniture, tus muebles, house, your house, car, and other belongings, y otras pertenencias. También el dinero, las cuentas bancarias, and even intellectual property, propiedad intelectual, y me refiero a los que crean las canciones y los que crean inventos. ¿Por qué? Porque ese es un producto. De repente, si usted no lo tiene patentizado, entonces alguien se lo puede robar. Entonces, aquí es cuando el gobierno entonces interviene para crear esa patente, que es como un permiso que te hace donde dice que eso te pertenece a ti. Y nadie puede robarte eso, ni la canción, ni el invento. Ahora bien, si tú quieres que otro cantante te cante la canción tuya, simplemente tú le haces un documento donde te va a dar la regalía de las ganancias, regalías, y también el gobierno interviene en esos aspectos legales. Now, the other feature that stems from self-interest is the market. ¿Y qué es el mercado? Any place or situation in which people buy and sell, donde se encuentra el comprador y el vendedor, donde venden ¿qué? Resources and goods and services. Now, usualmente si nosotros vamos a Boquete, si nosotros vamos a Chiriquí, si nosotros vamos a lugares del interior, ustedes ven que se forma una especie de mercado el domingo o los sábados. ¿Por qué? Porque los productores vienen y venden sus productos ahí en el mercado. En el mercado no, a veces puede ser en el mismo parque central. A eso es lo que se refiere aquí en esta primera, the farmers market on Saturday in the town square. Estos son ejemplos de mercado. And it may be an enormous, y también puede haber un enorme que puede ser el cyber market. Ejemplo de cyber market en internet puede ser eBay. ¿Qué otro cyber market puede ser? Amazon. Y hay muchos cyber market, examples of cyber market. Muy bien. Vamos a hablar ahora de las diferentes features o características de este tipo de sistema de market economies. Okay. Now the first one is private property. Tiene que existir propiedad privada. Acuérdense, in the command economy doesn't exist private property, guys. Aquí sí puede haber propiedad privada. For markets to operate efficiently, private property rights, los derechos de tener propiedad privada, need to be well defined, puede ser bien definida and actively enforced by law, y tiene que estar sustentada por la ley. If you have ever bought a car, you know that an essential part of the transaction is getting possession of the title, el título. Cuando te compras un carro, el título de una casa, el título de un carro, una motocicleta, un documento donde dice que tú eres el dueño de ese bien. You need proof. You need proof that the person you are buying, la persona a quien le estás comprando, de quien le estás comprando, es actualmente el dueño de ese documento and has the right to sell, y tiene el derecho de vendértelo a ti. Porque a veces se ha visto casos que uno va y que compra una casa, así como no, deme el dinero ya. Pero de repente ese no era el dueño de esa casa. Y entonces, ¿qué te hizo? Te robó el dinero. Por eso uno tiene que buscar, darse cuenta de que esta persona que me está vendiendo es el dueño de ese bien que me lo está vendiendo. Aquí en lo que sucede, en lo que yo le expliqué en las canciones, el gobierno es el que interviene para poder que el derecho de autor se pueda dar y pueda haber transacciones en cuanto a la canción. Si de repente quiero que la cante una persona, y bueno, de repente una canción que estaba cantando Sandra Sandoval le pertenece a un autor. Ella o le compra la canción o le da regalías. ¿Qué son las regalías? Son las ganancias por el éxito que tuvo Sandra Sandoval en su canción. O cada vez que suena tiene que darle algo. Cada vez que ella en un baile, en la radio, tienen que darle algo al dueño de la letra de esa canción. O puede que ellos le compren la canción y ya, eso es todo. Y esa es una transacción donde el gobierno también tiene que estar envuelto. ¿Ok? Now, the second feature is limited government involvement. Sometimes the government's economist's role is to stay out of the marketplace. Se mantiene al margen. The principle that the government should not interfere in the economy is called laissez-faire. Es una palabra francesa donde nació del capitalismo cuando nació el capitalismo en 1700, 1800. It's a French phrase meaning leave things alone. Deja las cosas como están. O sea que el gobierno no tiene que meter la mano. Now, the concept of laissez-faire is often paired with capitalism, an economic system that is based on private ownership of the factor of production. There are no pure market economy. No hay una economía de mercadeo puro. Ni siquiera tampoco de command. Tampoco no existe puro. ¿Ya? All real world market economies have some degree of government involvement. Siempre el gobierno tiene que tener un grado de participación para administrar o ayudar a que todo se mantenga sin problemas. Now, the third one is voluntary exchange in market. Intercambio voluntario en el mercado. Por ejemplo, si yo quiero comprar, vamos a suponer que esta guitarra, me gustó esta guitarra, pero esta guitarra, el que me lo está vendiendo me dice, ok, te puede costar $1,500. Digo, wow. Entonces, ¿qué sucede? Que self-interest guides voluntary exchange. El interés propio es el que te guía al intercambio voluntario. Si tú tienes el dinero y quieres esa guitarra, tú vas a pagar $1,500. Ahí tú te vas a beneficiar porque vas a ganar la guitarra que tú siempre querías y el vendedor te va a ganar su ganancia. ¿Por qué? Porque logró vender este producto. ¿Ok? Así que es voluntario exchange, intercambio voluntario, no forzado. Now, the fourth feature, competition. In this market, there's always competition and there is a consumer sovereignty. Una soberanía al consumidor, que él es el que decide si lo compro o no y en qué competidor voy. Market economies are also characterized by competition, the effort of two or more people acting independently to get the business of others by offering the best deal. El que me da el mejor trato a ese que yo le compro. You're able to choose today between Macintosh or a Windows PC operating system. Yo me quedo con Windows. A mí no me gusta Macintosh porque no lo conozco. Pero hay mucha gente que le gusta Macintosh. Because of the competition in computer markets. Now you are free to decide which you prefer based on whatever combination of price and value appeals to you more. ¿Qué es lo que más te atrae? Si el valor o la combinación de cualidades, de precio, ¿ya? Now the consumers hold the real power in the marketplace. Él tiene el poder, si decide si lo compro o no. Consumer sovereignty is the idea that because consumers are free to purchase what they want and to refuse products they do not want, they have the ultimate control over what is produced. Definitely. And the last one, but not least, is feature number 5, specialization and markets. What is this? The market economy encourages efficient use of resources by allowing people and businesses to specialize in what they do best. Specialization is a situation in which people concentrate their efforts in the areas in which they have an advantage. Okay, eso es lo que significa specialization. Now, in this chart, it shows the different features that we just mentioned already that is around the market economy. Todos estos son elementos que están siempre alrededor que deben existir en un market economy, ¿ok? ¿Cuáles son? Private property, specialization, consumer sovereignty, competition, profits, voluntary exchange, and government involvement, very limited, okay? Minimal government intervention, okay? So with this picture summarize everything that we have just discussed. Now let's stop right here, and then in order to conclude the class, I'm gonna play this video that talks about what we just discussed, and that is what a market economy is. Let's watch it.
We're going to be talking about a market economy. Make sure you've checked out my other videos on a traditional economy, a mixed economy, and a command economy. There's also some more on capitalism, socialism, and communism. Those will all be important for you to understand. Now, let's figure out what a market economy is and how it answers the three basic economic questions. Now, while watching the video, make sure to use your guided notes. You can find them in the description below. I create the guided notes for each video. They go along with the video, and they're there to help you remember all the important things. That way, when you have your quiz or test, you know all the stuff. And if you need a review, you can just look at your notes. So a market economy is where businesses and individuals, our consumers, they make up all of the decisions. They are the ones that are going to answer our three basic economic questions. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about that, check out my video on the three economic questions. You can click on the top right now and view that video. Then come back to this one. But consumers and businesses, they will answer the what, the how, and for whom. They're in charge. The government will not play a role in here. This is where we'll have a free market or laissez-faire. In this market, supply and demand is key. This is where it'll be determined of what prices are, what we should produce, and for those people who want to try to go against the grain, they have the opportunity to, and maybe they'll succeed or they'll fail. Now, there's a bunch of different things that happen in this type of an economy. Ultimately, what's occurring is consumers vote with their dollars. When they go and purchase things, it tells the economy what they want, and then businesses react. The businesses that can't keep up and the businesses that don't react fast enough, well, then they fail. Now, we're going to get into some of the advantages and disadvantages, and there's a lot here. This is one of the economies you probably have heard a lot of over the past couple of years, especially going through high school. So let's figure out right now what the advantages are and disadvantages are to a market economy. Now, a market economy has a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Some of the advantages for a market economy is there's a high degree of consumer satisfaction, of just in general, people get what they want to buy. And there's a lot of individual freedom that occurs in a market economy. Businesses get to decide what they want to produce, how they want to produce it, and for whom. And over time, the economy can adjust to a lot of different changes, especially the small ones. The day-to-day changes, it does a very good job adapting to. An example here is when you look at gas prices. When we see gas prices for a couple of years consecutively be lower, we will start to see an increase for bigger cars and SUVs and trucks because gas prices are lower, people have more money, they'll start buying there. However, when gas prices go up for a while and it appears like they're going to continuously go up, we'll start to see higher sales of smart cars and fuel-efficient cars. In fact, factories will shift their resources to produce more smaller vehicles when gas prices are higher because they can sell more vehicles, and they want to make sure that they meet the demand. Supply and demand is what determines prices and what is produced, and that can be great. All of this individual freedom lets people be able to react immediately. They don't have to wait for a large bureaucracy to decide anything. There's very little government interference, and people get to make their own decisions. And so we see people happy, and we also see a lot of production being made. And innovation takes off in this economy. There's nothing to slow you down. You are the driver of your own freedom and destination, you could say. You get to determine what happens. While a market economy might seem great, there's also a lot of disadvantages as well. This is one of the types of economies that doesn't provide basic needs for everyone. There's a lot of uncertainty that is in a market economy, both for business and for the individual. It's hard, and a lot of people fail in this type of an economy. Now, the other thing that it doesn't do a good job with is providing services. It actually has a horrible time at providing certain ones. It won't make sense. And this is normally where we'll see the government step in. Things like the military, roads, water, electricity, that is normally where the government comes in because there isn't enough economic incentive for the private business to take over. And we'll kind of debate about that and talk about that more in class. But that's one of the areas that it struggles with. Another issue that the market economy has is it is susceptible to failure. If three things aren't met, it can collapse. One of them is consumers have to be knowledgeable. They have to have an understanding of what's available to them. Same thing with businesses. They have to know who they're hiring. They have to know information so they can make the best decisions. The other one is resources have to be able to be moved. You can't have it where a company could lock down an area and say, well, this is our road. We're going to block everyone else out. No one gets to bring in raw materials to build anything. It wouldn't work then. there has to be, and this is the third one, competition as well. We have to have a competitive market where supply and demand is functioning correctly. And we'll get into the debate of what the government should do with this. Some say laissez-faire, government hands off, don't touch it at all. Others say we need to have more government interaction and intervention. And that is a debate for another time, and we will get to it. So hang in there. But hopefully right now you can see some of the disadvantages and advantages. Now, for those economic questions again, I kind of stated it earlier, but just to make sure you understand, a market economy, the three basic economic questions are answered by the people living in the society. Everyone gets to decide what to produce, how to produce it, and for whom. It's up to you to make your own decisions. And that's one of the big benefits to this economy. And that's it.
Okay, that's it. What I have for you guys. Let me stop here. Okay, guys.